Hello, welcome to the Monday morning message, and we are reflecting on yesterday's readings, and there's the kind of theme that stuck out for me was kind of carry your own cross. In the first reading, we have the first line, "Lord, open my ears so that I may hear." And I think a lot of us have these tendencies to hear things but not to get it. For example, like waking up. For example, people know that cigarettes cause cancer. If you didn't, it causes cancer. But sometimes people don't get it until they actually are in the doctor's office and the doctor comes in and says, you have lung cancer. Then you get it. Same thing, I think, with prayers. I can tell you how to pray, but unless you actually do it, you're not going to get it. You're not going to understand it. I can tell you what the poor, who the poor is, and I can tell you about social justice, but until you're there face to face, you won't get it. And I think that there's a theme in this reading about kind of a suffering theme. And my dad would always call himself, "I'm the suffering servant. I'm suffering in silence." And I think there's actually a good Catholic theme there. The Paschal mystery that we always celebrate. For a seed to give life, birth to life, first it must die. And I think there's kind of three stages of that. One is identifying in what the suffering and what the pain is, and dying to oneself, and then experiencing that new life that comes from that. In James, the second reading, there's a little debate between faith and works. And in James, he was writing that faith demands a response. One of my favorite stories that kind of illustrates this for me is from my spiritual director. And imagine that you're in an arena and it's completely pitch black and you're way up in the nosebleed section, and then all of a sudden you kind of realize that there's a little light, and it's coming in the middle of this arena. And as you're walking down the stairs, you see that this light gets a little bit brighter and a little bit brighter and a little bit brighter. And then you finally come up and you realize it's a stage, and you see the light, it's flickering. And as you come closer, you realize that this thing is a candle. And in this entire arena, it's completely pitch dark, but it gives light for everything and for everyone to see. And also, likewise, think about what the candle sees when it looks out into the darkness. It sees nothing. It just sees pitch blackness. But I think a good story that James would say is it's not just enough to kind of be like, okay, well, look into the darkness and I don't have to do anything. Like, no, you have to shine for others. And that's kind of what the difference is. James wrote, "Demonstrate your faith to me without works, and I will demonstrate my faith to you from my own works." And this is echoed in the gospel as well. This is when Jesus is trying to explain what it means to be the Christ. He goes, "Who do you say that I am?" And Peter, who recognizes he is the one who represents everyone, and says, like, "You're the Christ." And Jesus was saying it requires suffering, rejection, and even death. Peter isn't quite ready to go that far. He's kind of willing to have the perks come to him, but he's not quite exactly ready for that rejection or that pain. I think especially in the United States, we have this stigma that pain and suffering is bad. Like we always try to have remedies for that. But I think it's important to have that in our everyday life. Peter isn't seeing what God is trying to show him. He's seeing what he wants to see. And I think that's what Jesus is trying to say, like, "Get behind me, Satan." And dying to ourselves is exactly like that candle in that arena. It's finding your cross in the everyday situations. I think your life isn't so much these big things in your life, but it's these every little day decisions that kind of add up over the years and over the days and over the weeks of who you ultimately are. For whoever wishes to save his life will lose it, but whoever loses his life for me or the gospel will save it. Be the candle in the arena.